And KDHE, as Mary said, she did exactly what she was supposed to do, put a mask on, and then was tested and isolated herself.
Okay. Sabía que no tenían el audio.
Yes,
esta es la rueda de prensa
yes.
del Johnson County que están dando ahorita, donde están aclarando sobre esta persona que
No,
tiene coronavirus. En Kansas City aseguran que esta persona viajó dentro de Estados Unidos.
In the United States, yes.
Y que se le descartó el flu.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Any other questions?
So the test for the actual coronavirus, did they have to get that from the county?
No, the testing is actually done at our Kansas Department of Health and Environment Laboratory.
Y le están preguntando que dónde fue el examen que le hicieron a esta persona para saber que tenía coronavirus.
In a state that wasn't Kansas, to when Kansas got it and said, yes, we have it.
Okay, let me clear that up for you. The testing did happen in our county, but the symptoms began, in another state. Okay, does that help?
Okay. Explican que la persona comenzó a estar enferma en otro estado, pero que el examen se le hizo cuando llegó acá a la zona de Kansas City.
When did this announcement happen tonight? What was that time period?
Okay. The testing was done yesterday. So now that the state has the ability to go ahead and run the test, it happens pretty quickly, anywhere from maybe 2 to 5 hours.
El examen para detectar el coronavirus se estaría tardando de 2 a 5 horas y el examen que se le hizo a esta persona se le realizó el día de ayer.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'll take that one. Presumptive positive means that when it goes to the state, now again, that KDHE has the ability to test, we would treat that as a positive. We would go ahead and take public health actions after that. Right now, even though it was tested positive at KDHE, it is sent to CDC for final confirmation. And that is because they're still looking at the test to make sure everything is okay, which is an excellent test. But that's just the process right now.
En este instante, el test se está haciendo de manera local, sin embargo, se está mandando a la CDC para que la CDC lo verifique.
Sure.
Y,
if you're able to separate yourself, say a separate bedroom, a separate bathroom, that's ideal. Then someone can bring food to you, but you are away from the rest of the people in the home.
Si la persona tiene el coronavirus, debe estar alejado del resto de las personas de la familia y hablan de que tenga su propio baño y que esté en un cuarto separado.
The process, if someone feels they have symptoms, all right, we would like them to call us first. Now, we know that won't always happen. We ask them to call ahead to whether it's an urgent care or a hospital ED, but they need to remember they need to have the correct symptoms. Now, people can't just walk in and say, I want to be tested for coronavirus. So there's a criteria that's looked at and checked off.
El proceso que están siguiendo en este instante se basa en que las personas deben tener alguno de los síntomas del coronavirus para que sea chequeada. Piden que se acerque a los departamentos de salud de la ciudad.
It would depend on their symptoms. If they were sick enough to be in the hospital, I mean, there's symptoms from very mild symptoms of the disease so far to very, very severe symptoms. So it would depend on that individual case.
Y va a ser de manera individual que van a determinar los síntomas para saber si va a tener que estar hospitalizado o en la casa. Esta es la rueda de prensa que está dando el Johnson County sobre el caso de coronavirus que se acaba de confirmar en Kansas City y se los estoy tratando de traducir.
If you're able to be isolated at home, then you probably have a mild case because you don't need to be hospitalized. Not disclose the state to protect the patient.
No van a dar ninguna información sobre el paciente para evitar para prevenir al paciente y proteger al paciente.
So at the state level, I mean, all across the country, public health departments are ready to test novel cases of viruses such as this. When we had H1N1, the state laboratories assisted with that testing, and then confirmatory testing is always done at KDHE. At CDC. So in this case, the testing's performed at our state health lab at KDHE, Cahill, if you will. And then now we wait for that confirmatory testing at CDC.
I know you said you'll be reaching out to people that maybe were in close contact with this person, but could you maybe just briefly talk about the threat level for people that may have come in contact with this woman?
Están hablando ahora
again, that would be done during the disease investigation. It would just depend on what their contact was, how long was their contact. Okay, what their particular do they have comorbidities that they have those individuals. So that all is involved in the disease investigation. I would
And-
say still very low risk, because these individuals would have had to spend a significant amount of time with the patient, coughing, having fever or whatever the symptoms are, and in close proximity. We always tell people within 6 feet, when somebody is coughing and that sort of thing. So, but we still, the highest risk are people that live with you. And so we are monitoring the family. Other than that, we would work outward from there, but still very low risk.
Y que en este momento están monitoreando la familia de la persona, que son los que
Yes,
tienen un
yes, and
riesgo
we're in
alto
contact.
de tener la enfermedad.
Washing hands, yes.
I thought we could talk a little bit about that. Remind people of the preventive measures that people can take.
Y van a
Right.
hablar sobre las
Wash
medidas
your hands,
preventivas.
all right? Wash your hands. I'm sure you have heard that many times. Disinfect frequently, but again, don't, if you're sick, stay home. Don't infect, don't get out there and,
Si estás
transmit,
enfermo, si está
look at
enfermo, por
the flu.
favor,
How,
quédese
we
en
tell
su
people to stay
casa.
home with that. Again, childcare, school, work, everything, okay?
En
And
los
just
centros de
stay away
cuidado,
from
en los
people that are sick.
trabajos. Si está enfermo, por favor, quédese en su casa.
It's a new virus. It's a new virus. So it's still, as Mary had said, it's evolving. We have to be flexible, okay? Because we find new information almost daily. with
Siendo
it,
un nuevo
yeah.
virus, debemos ser flexibles, es lo que está diciendo.
My mom, she sees this headline and she's concerned. Words of comfort or advice from mom that help.
You want to? Go
Um,
ahead, Mary. So I think concern is important. We all should be concerned. This is a virus that is relatively new, but it is new. Coronaviruses have been around a long time. So this is just a new type of coronavirus that we in our United States don't have the immunity to. And if you think back to other viruses that have hit our country, that first type is the one that we're going to be concerned about because we don't have the immunity. But what I would tell your mother is to just stay in contact with you, with her doctor if she starts to experience any symptoms like cough, fever, shortness of breath. That's really important because a lot of the cases of COVID-19 are happening with the elderly and causing some severe illness. So I don't know if your mom's elderly, but probably not. But it's something to be concerned about, but not panic over, and keep the hands clean, cover the coughs, stay home if you're sick, stay away from those that are ill. And for those that are sick with maybe some mild symptoms, don't go around people who are elderly, don't go around people who are immunocompromised.
I would
Explicaba que este es un
add to
virus nuevo
tell your
y que
mother
por
and
ende
others
no,
that
no estamos
the risk
completamente inmunes
is still low
y
in
pide
Johnson County.
y
We're having this
dice que el
conference
riesgo
is
es bajo en el
increased. It's to inform
de
so
Johnson
that
County, pero
misinformation
que
doesn't get out there.
pues
These
se deben
ladies have
mantener las
stated that she
precauciones.
has had appropriate isolation, so that should give us some comfort. And we have had years of planning for emergency management for similar types of situation. We practice, we train, we communicate with all of our partners in the community. So you should feel comfortable that our community really takes that seriously
Y
and does it
asegura que ellos
across the
están
metro.
preparados para este tipo de actividades y que han
again, the
hecho
risk is
entrenamientos
low.
suficientes
We're
para
having
esto.
this conference tonight to just get the information out so it's not, people aren't filling it in with making stuff up that is worse.
Y que
So,
están dando esta rueda de
we
prensa
do-
para que las
Jody's
personas
going
estén
to
más
say
tranquilas
the
y teniendo la
website
información.
information, I believe, again, so that you can know where to go to, because there's a lot of information out there and it's information overload. But we want to give you the CDC site, our Johnson County Health Department, so you can go to those credible sources quickly.
Y ellos quieren que vayan a la página web del Johnson County y del CDC si quieren tener información exactamente sobre el coronavirus.
Caught it in the Northeast. She traveled on an airplane. Can you be asymptomatic and spread it?
You can be symptomatic and spread it, but as I said before, she did everything right. As soon as she began symptoms, she put a mask on. And as soon as
Asegura
she
que la
got home, she
persona
isolated
hizo
herself, kept that mask
las
on.
cosas correctas, que se puso la máscara
yes.
apenas empezó a enfermarse, que se quedó aislada en su casa.
We don't want people to panic, but there are
Right.
people out there who are going through chemotherapy, who are hearing this going, son of a gun.
Le están preguntando sobre las personas que van a sesiones de
I would say to
quimioterapia.
those people to if they can stay home a little bit more than normal. I know they have to go to their doctor's offices and things like that. You know, keeping the hands clean
La
is really
recomendación que está
important.
haciendo el que pueda
Asking
quedarse en su
family members,
casa,
hey, if you've got some symptoms, you know,
que
such
lo
as
haga
the
por un
COVID-19
poco más de
symptoms or
tiempo
the flu
y que
symptoms or
pregunten a
whatever,
sus
please don't come
familiares
around
si
me.
están enfermos, que por favor no se
And
acerquen
that's
a estos
really it, I
familiares que
think.
están haciendo alguna quimioterapia, que no se acerquen si están enfermos a ellos, que le pidan a sus familiares, es lo que están
It
diciendo aquí.
really kind of depends on the person. There's not a lot of information about really how long the disease lasts. If you say a flu is 5 to 7 days, but this is still new information. It's a
Porque
new
es un nuevo
virus, so it
virus,
just really
no se
depends on
sabe
that
exactamente
person.
cuánto
They would
tiempo
be
este virus
retested again
permanece en el
after a
cuerpo de la
certain length of
persona.
time to make sure that they are negative. But again, it's very
Y están
dependent
esperando, luego le
on
le
the
hacen
individual.
exámenes para ver cuándo ya han perdido, ya no tiene virus en el cuerpo. Estoy tratando de traducirles en la medida de que va.
So if she decided that her symptoms were worsening, you know, then of course, you know, probably wanting to go to the hospital. I think we're fortunate in that this individual is self-reported. Not everybody would probably do that. So yeah,
Ella
you know,
está
it's
diciendo que si los síntomas empeoran, la persona quizás tenga que
more
ir
severe
al hospital,
symptoms
pero
are
que
the
esta
shortness of
persona
breath
que
and
está
leading to
teniendo el virus
nature.
en
But by and large, we're not
en el área de
seeing the
Johnson
majority
County
of cases
no
have that.
está
The majority of cases
tan
are
enferma y por
really
eso pues está en su casa.
without symptoms or very, very mild symptoms.
And we would keep checking on this person too, actively monitoring this person.
Y que ellos están monitoreando a esta persona de manera activa. No, estoy escuchando la pregunta.
She knew there were cases in that area.
Esta persona que acá
time for
en
maybe
Kansas
one
City
more.
sabía que
And
de
if
donde ella
not,
venía habían
I will
casos.
just remind you where you can find more information. Did anyone have one more question? Okay.
Tienen una pregunta, creo que es la última pregunta que van a hacerles.
So it's not official, but you're treating this seriously as though it is positive, waiting for the CCP to just explain, you know, that.
So the presumptive positive, there are tests at the local state laboratory, and then they're confirmed at CDC. But when that first test is positive, that's why we call it presumptive. It needs that confirmatory test, but we're going to treat it as a positive case in the abundance of caution, you know? And sorry. and so that's the way, you know, these things are handled is just to be an abundance of caution to go ahead and treat it as a positive until we learn otherwise from CDC.
Ok, en el test que se le hizo de manera local, la persona ha salido positivo, se han enviado
Good question.
para hacer otro test al
It could
CDC y
be
por eso es
maybe
que ellos
2 to
los
3, 4 days.
los están
Yeah,
tratando
could-
como un caso positiva y dice que se puede tardar una respuesta del CDC cerca de 3 días para reconfirmar lo que
It
ellos
would
han tenido.
depend on their how many tests they have in the queue there, but
Y va a
they've been
depender.
pretty quick. But again, as Mary said, we treat this as positive, and we just go ahead and do.
Pero
public
quiere
health
dejar
actions
claro
that
que
needs to
ellos
be done
están
as soon as
tratando
that's
este caso
possible.
como un caso positivo de coronavirus.
Sure. I'm Jody Hanson, JodyHanson, Director of Public Affairs and Communication for Johnson County Government.
Es la directora de
Penny
comunicaciones.
Postoke Ferguson, County Manager, Johnson County Government. I have a really long name. PENNY,
Y están ellos con el
POSTOAK,
instante
Ferguson, FERGUSON.
deletreando el nombre de las personas que
I do
están
want to take a
hablando.
moment to say
Creo que
thank
ya
you
no
to the
van a,
media that is here because you will help us get
ya
the
no
word
van
out.
a
So
hablar
thank you
decir más
very
nada,
much.
entonces pues están hablando sobre este caso. Hay
And
otro
Mary
caso
Beverly,
en San Luis, lo que
last
vendría
name
a Kansas y
Beverly,
Missouri, a los dos
Beverly.
estados en este instante, con
Fancy towns.
el coronavirus, uno en San Luis y este que estaría en Johnson County, que eso es el área de Overland Park, Oleta. Ellos no quieren decir exactamente en dónde está la persona por seguridad de la persona, pero evidentemente está allí. Entonces, bueno, ya me desconecto.
To get a case for sure. And, you know, really and truly, we expect that there will be community transmission at some point, you know.
Ella dice que
because
espera que
it's
se
starting
vayan
to
a
spread
dar
all throughout the country.
más transmisiones en las
And
personas.
so,
Se
no, this
transmite.
was not a surprise to us, and yes, we were ready for it.
Que no les sorprende lo que está pasando y
So
que
I would
están
encourage
listos
the media and
para...
the public to stay up to date with our website,
Y pide que entren a
jocogov.org/coronavirus.
la página web
Follow
de...
Johnson County Government
que
and
sigan a Johnson
Johnson
County
County
en sus
Department of
redes
Health,
sociales
Environment,
para
and
que
social
puedan saber
media.
de lo que está pasando con
And
esto.
if there is more news to share, we will get it out to the media.
Y si ellos
So thanks for
tienen
being
más
here.
informaciones, ellos la van a compartir. Y si, pues, a bien estoy disponible, yo prometo tratar de traducírselos.